Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Bears. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video in the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Revival series. That is right. We are back with another chance to revive a career that didn't go as planned for both the team that drafted this person and the person themselves. We've taken on some very challenging players in the past. We've taken on Trent Richardson. We've taken on Josh Rosen most recently. We've taken on a bunch of different people, and you guys have given me a ton of great suggestions for future Revival Series videos. But today, I'm doing maybe the most important one, maybe the one at the top of the list, which was also a suggestion by one of you guys, but I also just had this on my list at the beginning anyway. We are going to be reviving the career of Tavon Austin. Tavon Austin is one of the biggest what-ifs in recent NFL history because this man maybe is known for the best mixtapes, highlight mixtapes, in all of professional football. High school, college, this man was unbelievable. Unbelievable. He was so good. He's got some of the best highlight reels you've ever seen. Maybe the best highlight reel you've ever seen. And so, everybody thought that when he got drafted by the, at the time, St. Louis Rams, everybody thought, oh man, he's going to be unstoppable. He's going to be a top 5 receiver in the league within a couple of years. And unfortunately for him, it just didn't pan out that way. So, he didn't have a great career. He's out of the league now for a long time. But we are going back in the time machine to revive his career and give him the career that he should have had based on how good he was in his highlight reels in college and in high school. So, Tavon Austin is the subject of today's revival. If you guys go and enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Leave your suggestions down below for future players that you want to see me revive in a Revival Series episode. And let's get to fixing, saving, reviving, whatever you want to call it, Tavon Austin's NFL career. Now here we are. It is the 2013 regular season. I had to draft. I had to go through a full season because this is the same kind of deal as I do normally with like Josh Rosen or with guys that are in the 2013 or 2018 draft classes, because the mods start the year before. So there's not really much I can do about it. So we did go through a full season of simulation. We ended up with the number 1 overall pick. I traded that pick down with the Seattle Seahawks, and I got a couple extra first-round picks for the next couple of seasons and a couple second-round picks as well. And then, because I wasn't going to draft Tavon Austin with the first overall pick, and then I took Tavon Austin. I think they had the 4th pick or something. Maybe it was the 5th pick. I can't remember. It was like a top 10 pick, I know. So we drafted Tavon Austin. He's now our number 1 receiver. Like I say all the time in these Revival Series videos, the only rule that we have is that the player that we're focusing on has to be here the entire time on the same team and has to be the starter the entire time. So Tavon Austin, number 1 receiver, starter the entire time. Everybody else can change. But also in that draft, I was able to grab myself Travis Frederick to be our future center. I was able to grab Teron Armstead to be our future tackle at some point. Probably left tackle, and then Saffold will move over to either the guard spot or the right tackle spot. It doesn't really matter. And then I also was able to grab Jamie Collins and A.J. Bouye on the defensive side of things. So this team is in a little bit of a better spot than it was the previous season. So hopefully we don't finish with the number 1 overall pick this year, but I guess that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It's the 2014 draft. There's a lot of good players in this class. But we got some interesting names in here. We've got Michael Brockers. We've got Robert Quinn. We've got Threes, James Laurinaitis. So I do love me some James Laurinaitis, one of my favorite players. We got some good players. Jack Rabbit, Janoris Jenkins, Chris Long, Cortland Finnegan. A lot of guys on this defense I like. On the offense, needs a little bit of work. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best to make Sam Bradford the guy, because he can kind of be like that secondary goal. You know how I like to throw in a little secondary goal that if we get it done is pretty cool. I kind of want to revive the career of Sam Bradford as well. We are going to be running Cincinnati's offensive playbook because I was kind of like trying to figure out what's the best playbook for like a quarterback to develop plus a wide receiver, a couple wide receivers to develop. And I came across like Buffalo's a pretty good one. And then, but I realized that Sam Darnold doesn't have the same kind of physical attributes that Josh Allen does. So he's probably not going to do very well in the Buffalo playbook. But Cincinnati, Joe Burrow's not necessarily running around all the time. And he's throwing a lot to Jamar Chase and to T. Higgins and to Tyler Boyd. So I'm hoping that Tavon Austin takes that Jamar Chase role and runs with it. I also was able to draft Stedman Bailey. Same team as Tavon Austin in college, West Virginia. These boys were on the West Virginia team with Geno Smith that was just lighting up every team they played. Geno Smith was throwing for 500 yards. Tavon Austin, Stedman Bailey were catching all the balls. Touchdowns galore. They were unbelievable. They were really fun to watch. That West Virginia team was crazy. And Stedman Bailey, I was a big Stedman Bailey guy when he was coming out of college. I thought he was going to be a really good player. He obviously was not. So I was wrong with that. It's a good thing I'm not an NFL scout. But I took Stedman Bailey because I was like, you know what? Let's reunite the teammates. Let's maybe do a 2-for-1 with the Revival series. Maybe we revive the career of Stedman Bailey as well. But he's obviously a lot farther behind than Tavon Austin is. Now, when we drafted Tavon, he was a 69 overall. Nice. But now he's a 71 with like training camp and all that kind of stuff through the preseason. So he's a 71 overall. Stedman Bailey is a 61. I also drafted Marcus Lattimore, a victim of one of the nastiest knee injuries of all time, or leg injuries, I guess you could say, of all time. I think he actually did come back and play. Maybe some. I could have sworn he retired after that injury in South Carolina. He was on that same team with Jadeveon Clowney, with Ace Sanders, with who was their quarterback? It was Connor. Was it Connor something? Connor Quint? No. The heck was that guy's name? He played for the Browns for a season. That quarterback. Oh, he was bald. I forget his name. I can't remember it. But Marcus Lattimore was a great running back on that team, and he ended up having a horrific knee injury that I think he retired from. He might have I might be wrong. He might have came back and played a season or a half a season or something. Maybe he played a game. I don't know. I feel like I have a vision of him playing after that injury, but I can't remember exactly. But Marcus Lattimore I did draft because I thought maybe that'd be pretty fun to have as like a side project too. So there's a couple different side projects in this video, but obviously the main one is Tavon Austin. We got to make sure that this man is the best. He's got hidden development, which is nice. I think it's only star, but he does have hidden development. He is 23 years old, a rookie, 95 speed, 95 acceleration. Got to work on his route runnings, but those will go up with time as we get through the video. But I'm super excited about this. I'm super excited because Tavon Austin was so electric. And he just didn't pan out. So I'm hoping that we can change that and make him be a really good #1 receiver on a championship team. We'll see how Sam Bradford does. Now, Sam Bradford's not guaranteed to be the starting quarterback. If we are in a position to get somebody that's probably better, we might. But I would like to see Sam Bradford develop. That'd be a nice little side project as well. But this is what the team looks like. I do want to mention I've had a little bit of crashing with my game today as I was setting up the season. So if you're wondering if something looks changed or something, then it probably crashed and I had to restart it. But I'm going to try to save as often as possible so that doesn't become a problem. But I just wanted to let you know that there's been a history of crashing today. So I don't know why it's been crashing. Sometimes with the mods, it just crashes for some reason, especially with this 2012 mod because it kind of gets a little glitchy. You guys know on the field it gets glitchy. So it's kind of whatever. It's kind of up in the air. But we'll try to figure it out. We will try to figure it out. I think I changed. Oh, I didn't change. Okay, I wanted to make sure I had the right people in this little focus player. I've got the 3 guys that I'm going to focus on the most, but then I kind of want to put some extra guys in here. I probably should keep some of the offensive line because I definitely want Teron Armstead and Travis Frederick to develop, and I think they will. Ooh, I'm probably going to put Robert Quinn in. Let's take Justin Pugh out, and I'll put Robert Quinn in there because I definitely want him to become a great player. So Robert Quinn's going to go up there. I'll probably keep Frederick, and I'll keep Teron Armstead in here, but obviously we got these 3 main guys. Excuse me. We got these 3 main guys as our super focus guys. These are going to be the guys that we absolutely focus on. And as always, I will play the mini games with Tavon Austin to give him that extra little bit of boost. He is in, he's actually got a little bit of backfield survival stuff. I didn't think wide receivers could play that, but I guess they can. When I did the training camp, I did wide receiver battle, and that was pretty easy. So I'll keep doing these to give him that little bit of artificial boost to get him up, just like we always do. But hopefully we can turn him into a stud. So I'm going to simulate year number 1, and we are going to get going on Tavon Austin's career. If you enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club like I said in the beginning. If you have a suggestion, I've already got suggestions for like Zach Wilson, Blake Bortles. There was another guy that I'm forgetting. I apologize. There's plenty of different people I could choose. But there's tons of different suggestions. So if you want to leave another suggestion, let me know down below in the comments of any of my videos, but especially the ones that involve the Revival series. And I will certainly try to take them on in the future. So without further ado, it is time to revive Tavon Austin's career. Let's simulate season number 1 and see where we get and see where this team gets with all these new rookie additions. We wrapped up year number 1 of Tavon Austin's career. His rookie season's in the books. We finished with 6 wins on the season, which is not good, but it's also not bad. I didn't expect much from this first season. This Rams team's kind of awful. But let's take a look at how the team did. Tavon Austin, I'm pretty sure, developed pretty well in terms of his overall. Sam Bradford's got quarterback of the future tag, so that's promising, I guess. He had a decent season in the Bengal playbook. Nothing too crazy, nothing too out of the ordinary. Steven Jackson played pretty well, but he's a veteran at this point. Tavon Austin, 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns as a rookie. Now, it doesn't say award winner as his player tag. It says day 1 starter. So that means he most likely didn't win Offensive Rookie of the Year, but that's okay because he had a really, really good season regardless. 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns is very good. And Stedman Bailey had 880 yards and 2 touchdowns. So even as like a sub 70 overall, Stedman Bailey's still putting up almost 1,000 yards in this offense. I like that. James Laurinaitis killed it with tackles, 155. Nobody else really did too much. Tackle for loss, sacks, good production there. Good production from interceptions. Wow, James Laurinaitis, it says award winner. He might have won Defensive Player of the Year here. 150 plus tackles and 4 interceptions. We know how Madden likes to value the interceptions, so I mean that might be Defensive Player of the Year. That's very close. He was at least in the running. And obviously, because we won 6 games, we didn't make the Super Bowl or the playoffs. So let's get to the offseason. Now remember, I did mention that I traded back. I had the first overall pick in that first year simulation, so I traded back from number 1 with the Seahawks. So we have the Seahawks' next 2 first-round picks. We have this year's first-round pick, the 2014 draft, and the 2015 first-round pick. And they're both of their seconds from those years too. So unfortunately, they did make the playoffs, so their pick is going to be not very good. And Tavon goes up to a 76 overall. That's awesome. But we do have their first-round pick too, so we can bank on that as well. But let's simulate past the Super Bowl, Patriots and Packers. I think when I simulated the first year, the Patriots won the Super Bowl, which was pretty awesome. Can they go back-to-back? No, they cannot, because Madden hates back-to-back champions, apparently. I don't think I've ever seen... Well, maybe I can't say that. I don't know the last time I've seen a simulation where a champion has won both or 2 years in a row. It's very rare in Madden. Rodgers gets the MVP of the Super Bowl and of the league. Tom Clements gets Coach of the Year. Adrian Peterson and Mario Williams are the Players of the Year. And Tavon Austin won Rookie of the Year. Tavon Austin and Manti Te'o are the Rookies of the Year. Tavon Austin might have just gotten a huge development trait. I think he's only star, so that might be a huge development trait upgrade for him. That could be superstar. And it is. Tavon Austin is a superstar development after his rookie season. That is a huge boost. Huge boost. Yes, he gets the Offensive Rookie of the Year, but it says he doesn't go up. It doesn't say, like, it says +4 upgrade, but it doesn't say +3 or plus superstar development. So did he just naturally have superstar development? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure when I looked before he had star. I don't know. I've done this draft class plenty of times. I could have sworn he had star development, but I guess he has superstar now, which is awesome. Stedman Bailey doesn't go up. I would have hoped he would have went up to star, but I guess he didn't have a productive enough season to go up to star. Sam Bradford stays at normal, which is a little upsetting. Travis Frederick's just going to immediately start right now at center. Just get that out of the way. And then on the defense, AJ Bouye, we know always has superstar. He's just that good. James Laurinaitis now has X Factor, which is fantastic. I would have liked to see Robert Quinn go up to star, but that's okay. We definitely need to get a second linebacker, or we need to get a second defensive tackle and then switch the scheme. Something. We need to get an extra of something so we can have some better players there. But that's a huge boost to Tavon Austin. He's already starting in 1 year in the league. He's already starting with that superstar development. That's going to be massive for his XP growth. That is going to be absolutely massive. If we can get a quarterback that's actually going to get him the ball like Sam Bradford did this year, then he's going to be shooting rockets out of his booty cheeks. He's going to be so fast. Michael Humanawanu, I don't know if we're going to re-sign him. I do like him from being a former Patriot, but I don't know if we're going to go for him or not. Joe Lon Dunbar, we're probably not going to bring back. He's a little too expensive for what his production is. So we're just going to let all those guys walk. I know we have almost $100 million, but I don't want to waste it on a guy that's not going to do too much. So let's get to the next period, which is free agency, and see if there is anybody available. So we've got tackles, but we're pretty good on tackle. We could use interior. But it looks like it's just kickers, punters, and tackles. There's Brian Urlacher, Brett Grimes, Dwight Freeney. A lot of very old players. And it's just not my kind of thing. I'm not really in the mood for a bunch of old guys. There's Vince Young. He's 31 years old. Maybe we go back to 2007 and redo Vince Young's career. That could be pretty funny. I could use an extra corner, but I don't think I'm going to find it in the draft. I don't think I'm going to find anybody at free agency at safety. Not really. Linebacker. We need a middle linebacker, I said. So Brandon Spikes is 27. Perry Riley's 26. I could probably just draft somebody that's better than these guys. So I think we'll just save our money, because I don't think there's any. I don't want Brett Kiesel. I don't think there's anybody that I want to spend my money on. I don't want to waste it. Why would I waste it on a guy? Then we're just locked into a weird contract when we might need that money to re-sign Tavon Austin or re-sign James Laurinaitis or somebody like that. I don't know. Let's get to the draft. The important stuff. Let's get to the important stuff. It is the 2014 draft, so Khalil Mack, Jadeveon Clowney, Odell Beckham Jr., Aaron Donald, all the boys that you know and love are in this draft class. And judging by where the Seahawks finished when they won the division and made the playoffs, I'm assuming their pick is going to be in the 20s. Our pick is going to hopefully be top 10. I don't know how many teams were worse than us. I guess we'll find out. Mock draft number 5. So we have the 5th overall pick, and they have us taking Blake Bortles. Now, I did mention in the beginning how Blake Bortles was suggested as a possible revival candidate. So maybe we just kill two birds with one stone and grab Blake Bortles here, and then we have Blake Bortles throw to Tavon Austin and we revive their careers together. Or maybe we just focus on Tavon Austin and we save Blake Bortles for his own video. I don't know. The Seahawks pick gave us number 19, so I was close. I said 20. That puts us in good position to get Zach Martin. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's what I want to do. I want to get Zach Martin because he's a stud. So that puts us, we don't have to trade around that pick at all. We can get Zach Martin. But do I want to trade this pick away? I've never drafted Mike Evans before. I don't think so. I always love to get Ryan Shazier, but I never have the opportunity to because he's always gone by the time I have my pick. This one has Aaron Donald going to number 11. That puts us in a very interesting spot because Aaron Donald's obviously very good. No surprise there. He's a Hall of Famer, one of the best of all time. It's going to be interesting to see what we do here. I'm going to finish up Blake Bortles just for the fun of it. I'm also going to finish up... we know how good Zach Martin is. We drafted him plenty of times before. Kelvin Benjamin I'll scout. And then I'll scout... We could probably do with some corners. Who's a corner in like the 3rd or 4th round that we could maybe go after? Pierre Desir. This cornerback class doesn't have a lot of depth to it. Ricardo Allen's fine. There's Malcolm Butler. We'll do Malcolm Butler, see how good he is. I feel like he's got star development, but I can't remember for sure. Kelvin Benjamin would be cool to grab. I don't know if we're going to be in a spot to take him. What's the mock draft say? Where's Kelvin Benjamin going? Kelvin Benjamin is going to go at 14. So if I'm going to take Aaron Donald, then I can't get Kelvin Benjamin. So if we can come away with this first round with Aaron Donald and Zach Martin, 2 future Hall of Famers, I'd say that is a W of a first round. And that's probably what we're going to do. That is probably the direction we go with here. We shore up the offensive line, and we also shore up the defensive line. So start drafting. Browns have the number 1 overall pick. They will select Khalil Mack. Jadeveon Clowney goes 2 to the Jets. Kyle Fuller goes 3 to the Vikings. Odell goes 4 to the Jaguars. And now we are up. Now, 12, or not 12. What was it, 11? Zach Martin was 11 or 10 or something like that. So we could trade down, get a couple extra draft picks, and still have a chance to get Zach Martin. Or we can't, because nobody's given me the draft pick that I need. So I think we just stick at number 6, or wherever we're at, 5. I think we just take Aaron Donald at number 5. I mean, he's obviously worth a top 5 pick. So let's go Aaron Donald. Boom, grab him, and that's one player down. Big time pickup, and we're the Rams. It works out. So Sammy Watkins goes to the Commanders. Mike Evans, Anthony Barr, Eric Ebron. This should be it. Ryan Shazier. Then C.J. Mosley, Justin Gilbert, Jason Verrett, D. Ford, and I clicked the wrong button. If Blake Bortles is there in the second round, I'll take him, but I doubt that he will be. Greg Robinson, Paul Richardson, Brandon Cooks, Darqueze Dennard, and Zach Martin will be our guy. Welcome to the squad, Zachy boy. Boom. 2 future Hall of Famers in 1 draft is awesome. Round 2, pick 5. We'll see if good old Blake Bortles makes it. I doubt that he does. Derek Carr goes to Kansas City. Good luck there. Teddy Bridgewater, Teddy Two Gloves, and Blake Bortles is in Miami now. So, all right. We didn't get Blake Bortles. That's okay. We'll do another video specifically on him. But where do we go now here in the second round? We could go Johnny Manziel, I guess. That's a possibility. We could grab Jarvis Landry, which could be cool. I know Devontae Adams in this class. I always get Devontae Adams. And we're focusing on Tavon Austin, so I don't know if I want to take away the focus. We do probably need a tight end. But I don't know if I want to waste a second-round pick on one of these two guys, especially if we're not going to run Kansas City playbook. Jake Matthews is a possibility, I guess, but I'm pretty sure he has normal development. Defensive line, we do need a little bit more help here, but I don't see anybody there that I want to take. Telvin Smith's always a good guy to get. We do need a middle linebacker, but I don't think there's... I guess I could take Preston Brown. I don't remember how good Preston Brown is. I think he might have normal development, but at this point, I guess it doesn't really matter because he's better than the guy that we have there already. So Preston Brown, welcome to the St. Louis Rams, because I think we're still St. Louis at this point. So welcome to the St. Louis Rams. And he does have a development trait, so that's pretty cool. And then we have this pick from the Seattle Seahawks from last season, so thank you very much there. Wide receivers, there's still Devontae. I mean, I'm very tempted to take him, but I don't want to because I feel like it'll take away from Tavon Austin. I'm not really sure where to go here. Free safety, strong safety, quarterback, running back. Devontae Smith's here. James White's here. I mean, we grab Martavis Bryant instead of Devontae Adams. You know what? Let's do that. Let's grab Martavis Bryant. We'll have just a bunch of weird guys as our wide receivers. We'll have Tavon Austin, Stedman Bailey, Danny Amendola, and Martavis Bryant as our wide receivers. That's quite the wide receiver room. That is quite the wide receiver room. All right, we're into the third round now. I think this might be where we take a tight end. It could be Jason Morrow. It could be Troy Nicholas. It could be C.J. Fedorowicz. I think it's going to be C.J. Fedorowicz because I like C.J. Fedorowicz. I think he's very good. Well, I think he was better than what he was given. So C.J. is now our third round pick. He's a tight end that we can plug in and replace Huminawanu. And now we have our final pick that I'm going to make. Lewis Nix is still available. Let's see. Duvernay Tardif I just saw. Could be a nice pickup. Aaron Lynch, Cassius Marsh. Telvin's gone. That's okay. Avery Williamson. I guess we'll take Butler if he's still available. Is Malcolm Butler still down here? He is. Okay, so we'll grab Malcolm Butler and then we'll get out of here. We'll let the CPU handle the rest of this. I feel like we got a good draft. I mean, how could you not feel like you have a good draft when you draft 2 future Hall of Famers in the same first round? So, Aaron Donald, Zach Martin, W's. We'll see how Martavis Bryant turns out. That's going to be very interesting. We'll see how he turns out. But I do like this draft. I think we did a really good job filling holes that we needed to fill. Donald's an 80. Zach Martin's a 74. Preston Brown, we'll see how he turns out. 67. Bryant's a 68, 60 for Fedorowicz, yada, yada, yada. They took A.J. McCarron, actually. Okay. Coolio. And Odell Beckham's the best player, but then Aaron Donald was the second best player. So, awesome. Absolutely awesome. Got a good first draft. Let's focus on year number 2 with Tavon Austin in the Cincinnati playbook. I'm expecting him... Excuse me, I got something in my nose. I'm expecting him to continue to grow. We got him from a 71 to a 76 now, so I'm expecting him to keep dominating. Zach Martin will sit behind one of these guards for right now, and then he'll take over once, probably this guy, Watkins. He'll probably take over him. But the tight end, Fedorowicz, will start at tight end, and then we will have Martavis Bryant be the number 2 receiver over Danny Amendola. Stedman Bailey will be number 3, and Danny Amendola will be number 4. Steven Jackson still. Sam Bradford still. And then on defense, Preston Brown will fill in that spot over Hull. Him and James Laurinaitis should be pretty good. And we'll see how good we do. Actually, I'm going to start Aaron Donald over you, Michael Brocker. Sorry about your luck, big boy. And then A.J. Bouye will start at strong safety for this season because we don't have another option. And he'll also play third corner. Actually, you know what? He'll play fourth corner because Tremaine Johnson can fill a little bit more than A.J. Bouye. So we'll do that, and we'll see how good we are. We won 6 games last year. Maybe we can win 7. Maybe we can win 8. I don't know. But I will simulate to the end of the second season with Tavon Austin. If anything crazy happens, like he grows a development trait to X Factor, which I doubt. But if it happens, I'll show you. If not, I'll catch you guys at the end of the year. Season 2 is finished, and the boys surprised me out of my shoes. I'm not wearing shoes, but if I was, I would be surprised out of them. Because 13 wins in season number 2 is crazy. That's actually insanity, the fact that we got 13 wins on the season. I did not expect that at all. I can even go in here to the team schedule and show you guys the regular season. I didn't force any wins or anything. We just won a bunch of games. We just won a bunch of games. I don't know how we won a bunch of games, but we did. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Let's take a look at the numbers, though. I guess the Bengal playbook actually is really, really good. 4,200 yards, 34 touchdowns, 7 interceptions for Sam Bradford is a lot better than last year. A lot better than last year. He still has the quarterback of the future tag. I wonder if he's going to go to star development now. I hope so. Steven Jackson had a really good year on the ground. 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns. Tavon Austin, almost 1,500 yards with 12 touchdowns. Stedman Bailey actually had the second most yards. That's exactly what I want. And then Martavis Bryant had a decent season too, and Fedorowicz had 8 touchdowns. But this is exactly what I want right here. These two boys being the number 1 and number 2 guys. That's exactly what I want. 100 plus catches for Tavon Austin as well. It looks like we're going to be super productive in this one. Preston Brown had a good season. James Laurinaitis had a good season. Tackle for losses. Sack leader was Aaron Donald. No surprise there. A couple interceptions from different people. Okay. Tavon Austin has led the team to the first seed in the NFC, a divisional matchup against the Carolina Panthers and Cam Newton. Are we going to win a championship in year number 2? Is that possible? We win the game against the Carolina Panthers 24-14. This team is unbelievable. This team is actually unbelievable. We're not even really that good. I don't know how we're doing what we're doing, but we're winning games, and I'm not complaining about it. As you can see, Tavon Austin has gone up to an 82 overall, so we've taken him from a 76 to an 82. The development is on point for Tavon Austin, especially with a almost 1,500-yard season and a bunch of touchdowns. I wonder if that's going to be enough to get him up to X Factor. I doubt it, but it's good of a shot as anything. It's as good. I didn't think he was going to win Rookie of the Year this year, and he did. And our magical season comes to an end against the Green Bay Packers. That's okay. I didn't think this team was championship ready by any means, and to even be in the NFC title game was a shock to me. So we can build on that, though. We can build on the season we had. Aaron Donald must have won Defensive Rookie of the Year because he just got 2 upgrade points. So he definitely won something. Some sort of award. Are we really going to go back-to-back with Rookies of the Year? We had the Offensive Rookie of the Year with Tavon Austin, now the Defensive Rookie of the Year with Aaron Donald. That'd be really cool if we could. Packers end up winning the Super Bowl over the Bengals, so congratulations to them, I guess. Whatever. But let's get to the important stuff. So season recap, Sam Shields is the MVP, Rodgers is the MVP of the league, and Aaron Donald does, in fact, win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Brandon Cooks wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Geno Atkins, Jordy Nelson. So it seems like the Bengals and Packers pretty much dominated every single award, except for the award that mattered for us, Defensive Rookie of the Year. But let's get to the important stuff. We got re-signing, which I don't think there's anybody that we need to re-sign. I re-signed a couple of like veteran guys that didn't really mean too much. I did that during the Week 11 stuff. So it's not... I don't think there's anybody here that we need to bring back. Yeah, everybody else can just go, except for... We'll accept the option on Greg Zuerlein. The fact that a kicker has a fifth-year option is kind of crazy. But we will bring him back, accept his option, and then we will advance to free agency. Maybe this time we can spend some actual money. I don't know. We didn't spend any money last year in free agency, but maybe this year there's going to be some good players. Doesn't look like it. It looks like it's a bunch. I mean, there's good players, but they're all at tackle. We don't really need tackle. We're pretty good there. Running back, wide receiver. We're going to stick with the wide receivers we have. Aaron Hernandez. Oh, Aaron. Left tackle, left guard. We're pretty good on guard now. We're pretty good on offensive line in general. I think we're pretty good on offensive line in general. Defensive line, Justin Tucker. Or Justin Tuck, not Justin Tucker. It's a kicker. Justin Tuck. Defensive tackle, we're good on that. Right end, left outside linebackers. We could use an outside linebacker because we have somebody that's like normal development right now, but I don't really think anybody here is going to be good enough. We might as well just draft somebody if I'm going to do that. Same deal with the secondary as well. I think we might as well just draft somebody. Although I will throw a safety contract out there because we don't have any safeties. So I will go for like TJ Ward or something. Just so we can have some sort of safety in case I don't draft one again this year. Just so we can have some sort of safety so AJ Bouye doesn't have to play safety. So I will throw a contract to TJ Ward, and he accepted it perfect. So at least now we have enough actual safety, and AJ Bouye does not have to play that position. But do we have any big upgrades? Tavon Austin's an X Factor. Steven Jackson's superstar. Sam Bradford's star. CJ Fedorowicz's star for some reason. I don't know how he did that, but good on you, big dog. Tavon Austin being a freaking superstar X Factor is amazing. I wish that Stedman Bailey would go up to star. He just won't for some reason. But then on defense, Preston Brown star development. Oh, I got to do generate best lineup here. And now he's playing freaking free safety. Bouye's playing free safety now. Malcolm Butler's a superstar as well. We got a lot of good corners. This team's starting to come together. We need some outside linebacker depth. We need just linebacker depth in general. We need to get an actual free safety so Bouye doesn't start there. He needs to actually play corner. But Tavon Austin, man, he's an 82 overall. But now he's an X Factor, big dog. X Factor, Tavon Austin. Oh, man. He's developed so quickly. Just so quickly. And it looks like our staff has lost the ability to have X Factors on offense. Let me see here. Franchise staff. Yeah, we hired Ken Wisenhunt, I guess, for some reason. And he doesn't have the X Factor ability on offense. So there we go. We'll do that. And we'll buy a bunch of this stuff, so that if I need to trade up in the draft, I certainly will be able to. You guys should know the drill at this point. And then I will also buy this so that we can get the hometown discount on our re-signing or on our contracts. So that's good. All right, so now Tavon Austin should be able to use his X Factor, which I think will help him out a little bit more. And this Bengal playbook has been a real clutch decision, allowing him to develop like this. Should we give him ankle breaker? I feel like ankle breaker's not that bad. Well, he can keep ankle breaker. Return man, he probably should have return man because he's Tavon Austin. And then the other one that he can get right now, he can't really get anything good because he's not a high enough overall, but we'll give him short and elite for right now. And since he is a return man, we might as well go to specialist. Oh, he's the slot receiver. Let's go to special teams. Is he returning kicks? He's not returning kicks. You know what? He might as well. If he's gonna be having return man as his thing, he might as well be returning kicks too. I mean, that's one of his specialties. So let's go get Tavon Austin to be the #1 kick returner and the #1 punt returner as well. And boom, there you go. Tavon Austin is now kick returning and punt returning. Maybe that can be something crazy for him. Maybe he can develop even quicker. Zach Martin is getting close to taking over at right guard or left guard, whatever one. Teron Armstead's also getting pretty close too. This should be the last year that we have of the Seahawks picks. So we'll see what we can do with them. Free safety. I should probably grab a free safety because I don't think I have one. So I'll go for Johnson Batamose. We'll offer him a nice little contract so that Bouye doesn't have to play free safety. All right, offer him that. He accepts, and now Batamose will play free safety for a couple of seasons unless we draft a free safety. We're probably going to focus on defense in this draft. I think our offense is pretty much good for right now, but we definitely need to focus on some secondary, some defense, some linebackers. We need to focus on a lot of stuff on the defense. We are in the 2015 draft, which is going to struggle a little bit for defense. There's a couple guys that I'm thinking off the top of my head that we could go for, but I don't know. I guess we'll just see what the Seahawks draft pick gives us, what our own draft pick gives us, and kind of where the mock draft has everybody. Because I don't really have a game plan of who I want to target. There's not like one certain guy that I have to get in this draft class. So I guess we'll just kind of play it by ear and see what we got. Mock draft number 5 is upon us. Let's take a look. Where are we drafting? So we are drafting at number 14 and number 30. So 14 and 30. Thank you to Seattle for giving us the 14th pick. So they have us taking Shaq Thompson. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Shaq Thompson would be a very good fit for us because he can play outside linebacker, which is something we need. So I might stick and take Shaq Thompson, and then at 30 they have us taking Mitch Morse. But I don't really feel in that. But I also don't think we need to trade up, so I think we just stick at 30 and take somebody else. Probably not going to go for Mitch Morse, though. Who else could we take? We should probably look at free safeties. I always take Adrian Amos. I'm probably not going to do that this time unless I change my mind, which is possible. Corner. We're pretty solid on corner. Maybe we add one extra, but I don't think this is the class to do that. Right outside linebacker. We do need linebacker depth like crazy, so I'll scout like Eric Hendricks. We'll add one to Shaq Thompson since we're probably going to go for him anyway, and then we'll go to the right end spots. We already have these guys. This is what my focus was, so we already have these guys at 95%. We'll go for, I see Danielle Hunter here, but Danielle Hunter is, I think, low overall, if I'm not mistaken. We'll go for Bud Dupree, I guess. So Eric Kendricks, Shaq Thompson, and Bud Dupree will be the 3 private workouts, and we'll just go to the draft and kind of play it by ear, see what happens. We will see what happens. If there's a good player available at 30, we'll take him. If not, we might trade down, or I don't know, we'll just do whatever we want. So let's go to the draft, start drafting. Dolphins have the number 1 overall pick. They take Amari Cooper, okay. Dante Fowler. So Blake Bortles is in Miami. Now he's got Amari Cooper to throw to. Dante Fowler goes 2 to the Chargers. Jameis goes to the Cardinals. Leonard Williams heads to Minnesota. Marcus Mariota, Brandon Scherf, Kevin White to the Titans. Melvin Gordon, Danny Shelton, Todd Gurley, Vic Beasley, Landon Collins, and Trey Waynes. So we should probably grab ourselves Shaq Thompson here. We could go Eric Armstead. That would be good, but we need linebacker more so than we need defensive line. So let's grab Shaq. Big old Shaq Thompson. Nice little stud player there. And we'll go to pick 30 and see what's available. Who's going to be here at pick number 30? Devontae Parker, Laken Tomlinson, there's Mitch Morse, Donovan Smith, Preston Smith, Ali Marpet. Pretty good on guard, though. Jay Ajayi. Ooh, I kind of like the Jay Ajayi pickup. What's our draft picks? 14 and 30. Okay, so I like either Eric Kendricks or Jay Ajayi here because we do have Steven Jackson, but Ajayi, he could be the future running back. So we're going to take Jay Ajayi. Boom. That could be a future running back for us. Starter. And then we have pick 14 of the second round. So I'm hoping that the guys I'm looking for are still available. And I don't think they are anymore. No, I think that The guy that we were debating on is gone. That's okay. But there's Danielle Hunter. I talked about maybe not going for Danielle Hunter, but now he's looking right in my face, and I might just go for him. Let's just do it. Let's just get Danielle Hunter. We know he's good. I think he's a slightly low overall, though. But I can't remember exactly. I guess we'll find out. And then one of the final picks of the second round. Let's take a look at safeties. Jordan Richards, Adrian. I talked about not getting Adrian Amos. We might have to get him now because he's just staring me in the face. We do need to get some linebacker depth, but we'll wait till the third round for that. Defensive tackles, right ends. We just grabbed a right end. Trey Flowers is probably not going to be my guy. I could go Shaq Mason here. That wouldn't be a bad option, but I think he's super low overall. Tyler Croft, CJ Uzama. Tyler Lockett, Stephon Diggs. I'm not going to go for Stephon Diggs. Remember, we're not trying to overshadow Tavon Austin. I don't think Tyler Lockett overshadows Tavon Austin. We'll add Tyler Lockett to the team. And at this point, Tavon Austin's starting to become like the number one guy. So even if we did get Stephon Diggs, I don't think he would overshadow him. But now he's probably gone. He might still be there. He's a top wide receiver. So we could grab him, but I'm not going to. Let's see. Secondary. Adrian Amos is still available. Wait, Quan Alexander's gone, right? Yeah, okay. So I was going to go for Quan, but he must have got taken earlier in the round. That's okay. Zadarius Smith. We know Zadarius Smith is super low overall. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I don't have any other options. We're going to take Adrian Amos. I always grab Adrian Amos. He's just such a good player in these draft classes. He's so good. And then we'll go to the fourth round. That'll be the final pick that I use. We'll let the CPU handle the rest of it. So we make it to the fourth round here. What's available? Quarterbacks, nothing. Running backs, nothing. We already got Ajayi. Wide receivers, tight ends. CJ Uzama still available? CJ Uzama being available is intriguing. Probably not going to go that direction, but it is intriguing. I'm not seeing anybody else that I really have to get. There's a couple names, but nobody that I absolutely have to have. I think we might just go like something kind of funny. Like maybe we go with CJ Uzama. Let's just take CJ Uzama. I don't have any other options or anybody else that I like. So CJ Uzama will be our fourth round pick, and then we can simulate out of the draft. Let the CPU handle the rest of it. And another successful draft. We added a bunch of basically team fillers, roster filler players, but they will end up being really good for us. A lot of depth in this draft class, which is what we needed. Shaq Thompson will be good. Jay Ajayi's cool. Danielle Hunter, 71 overall. Tyler Lockett, 73. Yeah, a lot of these guys aren't super high overall, but they'll be good in the future. They will be good in the future. So, best player of the class is Byron Jones, 77 overall. Not the greatest class, the 2015 class. There's a couple big names in there, but not like the 2014 class, that's for sure. Okay, year number 3 of Tavon Austin's career. He's already an X Factor. This is one of the fastest developed players we've ever had here. He's an 82 overall. He's got X Factor already. He's looking real tasty, real sexy, looking good. Fedorowicz will start at starting tight end. Zach Martin will probably take over at right guard next season, I would assume, or either left guard. He's going to take over at either one, basically. Stedman Bailey is going to be our number 3 receiver. Martavis Bryant is going to be our number 2 receiver. And then Tyler Lockett will be our number 4 receiver. So let's get that figured out. Okay, so sorry, Danny Amendola, but you're going to get got. And then on defense, we're looking really good. We added a few players for depth. We added Badamose, TJ Ward. Team's looking solid. Team's looking solid. I mean, we went to the playoffs with 13 wins. It was 13 wins? Or maybe it was 10 wins. I forget what it was. We won a lot of games last year, which I didn't think we were going to. So, as always, if anything crazy happens, I'll show you. But if not, I'll see you guys at the end of Tavon Austin's 3rd season. We wrapped up the year, and we kind of fell back down to earth a little bit. I don't know what we did last year to make it so deep into the playoffs and have such a good season in the regular season, because we went 7-10 this year, not nearly as good as we did the year previous. But as long as Tavon Austin does well, that's really all that matters. Remember, this series isn't about winning Super Bowls or rebuilding the Rams to be a dynasty. This is about making Tavon Austin's career as good as we can. And if we win championships along the way, it's a bonus. But it's not the end-all, be-all. Sam Bradford had a really good year. You know how hard it is to get 4,000 yards even? Like on the dot? That's crazy. 27 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Steven Jackson, probably his last year as the starter. I think J.J. will take over now as the running back. Tavon Austin, another great season. So this is really the key. Like, who cares about the rest of the team? This is really the key. 1,400 yards, 14 touchdowns for Tavon Austin. That could be Offensive Player of the Year numbers. Those are really good. Martavis Bryant got 1,000 yards, 2 touchdowns. Stedman Bailey playing pretty decent as well. Defensively, 140 tackles from James Laurinaitis. I keep messing up names. I'm bad. Shaq Thompson did okay. Aaron Donald dominated as always. Chris Long actually led the team with sacks. Okay, Chris Long, I see you out here. A couple interceptions for some people. All right, but the crucial thing is Tavon Austin had a very good season. We didn't make the playoffs, but that's all right because we had Tavon Austin. Now, I don't know. We'll take a look when we get to the preseason. We'll take a look at how Tavon Austin ranks among wide receivers in the league. If he's getting close to the top 5, then this next season will probably be our last one. We'll have to see where he's kind of at and get a feel for how many more times or how many more seasons we have to go, because if he's getting close to top 5, then we don't really have to go very much further. The Lions actually won a Super Bowl against the Baltimore Ravens, so good for them. At least it wasn't the Packers or the Patriots or something like that. So it is Justin Durant winning Super Bowl MVP. It is Aaron Rodgers again winning MVP of the league. LaShawn McCoy wins Offensive Player of the Year, not Tavon Austin. Kuechly, Defensive Player of the Year. Stephon Diggs is the Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's actually on the Packers getting the ball thrown to him from Aaron Rodgers, which is pretty crazy. And then Stephon Anthony is the Defensive Player of the Year. So, all right. That is your awards. No awards for Tavon Austin. He's already an X Factor. It's not like we needed him to win an award to go up or anything. And I'm pretty sure he's already an 88 overall. So he has gone freaking crazy in his development. I'm really liking it. He's an 88 overall. We've got J.J. now actually is the starter. It looks like Steven Jackson retired actually. So I guess that works out for us. Let's see. Richardson's probably going to be done for this time. We're going to have to move either Saffold or Teron Armstead over to the right tackle spot. Zach Martin's going to take over for one of these two guys. I would assume it's probably going to be Dahl, so we might as well just put him there right now. And then defensively, we're looking good. We're looking weird, basically is what it is. We're looking real weird. Amos will now start at free safety. TJ Ward's still here at strong safety. We're probably going to need to get a strong safety if I'm not too careful. Everybody else is looking pretty good. Danielle Hunter's probably ready to take over Robert Quinn. I was hoping Robert Quinn would get star development, but he just hasn't. He just simply has not gotten star development. I've even put him in the focus stuff a little bit, and he just hasn't developed. So Tavon Austin will accept his 5th-year player option. Don't worry, by the end of the series, we will give him his max extension like we usually do with all of the guys that we're focusing on in these revival series. We always give them a max extension, and then we end the video. So he'll get his money. Don't worry. He will be off his rookie deal. He'll get his big max contract that he's looking for. So I don't think there's really anything we need to go in free agency. Maybe the tight end, but there's nobody here that's better than CJ Fedora. It's really, and then the only other spot we could look to replace is possibly, who's that? Oh, it's Brandon Albert. The only other place we could look to change or upgrade possibly is the strong safety position. Yeah, probably strong safety, because we have a lot of decent corners. Is there a strong safety better than what we have? Not really. I mean, Charles Mitchell's only 26, but a 70 overall, we don't really have the time to develop that. So let's just move on. We'll look for the draft. We'll see what happens. The Seahawks didn't have that great of a year. They tied with us. So both of our picks should be fairly decent. They're probably going to be in the early teens, maybe like a 13, a 14 is probably, I'm guessing, where both of our picks are going to be. Maybe they're a little higher if there wasn't many bad teams this year, but usually there's a good amount of bad teams in simulation, so I'm assuming we're going to be in the low teens for both of our picks. But this is the last year that we have Seahawks draft picks, so We got to make it count. Got to make it count. It's the 2016 NFL Draft, so it's all your favorite people. All your favorite people. Joey Bosa, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Zeke, Jalen Ramsey, all the boys. So we pick at number 13, like I predicted. And... oh, maybe we don't... oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe we'll... yeah, Seahawks have two actual... they have 2 picks ahead of us. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe we only have our own pick. Okay, so it looks like we only have our own pick. That's my bad. I thought that I had the pick for this year with the Seahawks, but it looks like they traded with somebody else. They have another pick here. They got 2 back-to-back. So good for them. Good for them. But we have pick 13, which puts us in an interesting spot because I don't think I'm going to be trading up. I don't think we need to trade up to get Jalen Ramsey. Maybe we should. Should we trade up to get Jalen Ramsey? Because then we can kind of like, I don't know, make somebody a safety. We could take one of our corners and turn them into a safety. It probably wouldn't be that difficult just to straight up trade pick 13 to pick number 9. Especially because I don't think we're going to be going too much further. Yeah, look at that. It's already pretty close. So if I give up like a 5th round pick in 2017, that's almost accepted. And then a 6th round pick in 2018, that should be accepted right away. And it is. So we trade up to number 9. That can take Jalen. We can take Jalen Ramsey with that pick if we want to. So then adding Jalen Ramsey to the defense. Adding Jalen Ramsey to the defense. We can move like Cortland Finnegan or somebody to strong safety. Or I guess AJ Bouye, since he's already a 77 overall at that position, we can just make him a strong safety. And then Ramsey can come in and fill out that spot at corner. And we'll be pretty good. We'll be pretty good to go. Let's see. Who do I want to use this on? Maybe a tight end. Let's just use it on tight end. Maybe we use it on Hunter Henry, and then maybe we use one on, I don't know, maybe Joe Tooney, and then there is a guy down here. You know, out of all these times that I've done this draft class, I never realized that this Chris Jones is the Chris Jones from the Kansas City Chiefs. I never realized that because his portrait is not the Chris Jones of the real Chris Jones. It's some other, I'm assuming some other Chris Jones. But I never realized that he was in the 2016 draft. So I always skip past him, never thinking that that's actual Chris Jones. But now that I know it, I'm definitely going to be looking to draft him a lot more in these videos. I never realized that was him. Mainly because I didn't know what draft class he was in. So, and it doesn't help when he doesn't have the portrait of his actual person. So, it's a little confusing. But now that I know, I'm going to be looking for him a little bit more often. I do want to know how good he is, actually. So let's go to D tackles, because this would be the first time I think that I've ever drafted him. So he's a true talent, undrafted free agent. I don't know about that. Chris Jones is a very good player. Very good player. But we're still going to look for him. We're still going to draft him. Let's start drafting. We have pick number 9, thanks to the trade with the Bengals. So let's see what we got. Bosa goes 1 to the Raiders. The Raiders. Buckner goes 2. Rankins goes 3. Jared Goff's headed to New York for the Giants. Leonard Floyd, Carson Wentz in Minnesota now. Zeke's in San Diego. Corey Coleman. Oh, this is us. Oh, that would have been bad. Okay, I think it would have taken Jalen Ramsey anyway. Oh, it might have taken Ronnie Stanley, actually. I don't know, but we're going to take Jalen Ramsey here. Big-time pickup. He's one of the best players in the class. So, boom. Ramsey makes his way to the Rams a little bit earlier than in real life, but he's still here. Then we go to pick 13 of the 2nd round. Paxton Lynch got taken by the Seahawks. Good luck with that. Kevin Byard is here. Let's just do this straight up, and then we can move either him or Amos to strong safety, and then we don't have to worry about moving a corner. So that's a nice pickup. Round 3 is next. Round 3 is next, and round 3 might be where we take Chris Jones. I might take him in round 4, actually. Devondre Campbell. Devondre Campbell might be my guy. It's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout whatsoever. I know he's a low overall, but he's still a solid player. Ooh, but Tyler Higbee's available. Tyler Higbee might be my guy too. I'm going to take Tyler Higbee. Tyler Higbee, and then we'll come back for Chris Jones in the 4th round. Hopefully he's still there. He should be. I wouldn't think that somebody would take him. but they might have. Nope, he's still there. Chris Jones is available. He might even make it to the 5th round, actually, but we're going to take him. Chris Jones, welcome to the squad. Him and Aaron Donald on the same defensive line is crazy. And then we'll go to the 5th round. I'll take a little peek and see if there's anybody I want to take. If not, I'll simulate out of the pick. Let's see. Who is there that I want to grab? Is there anybody? Anybody else that I want to grab? Matt Judon, but we don't have the time to develop him. He's going to be like a 50-something overall, star development. Don't have the time. Is there a wide receiver? Malcolm Mitchell. Malcolm Mitchell was a stud for like a season or two with the Patriots. Robbie Chosen's there. I'll take Robbie. Let's go get him. And then we'll go away, simulate the rest of the picks. Welcome to the squad, Robbie. You can add to the wide receiver depth. We got a weird wide receiver room. We got Tavon Austin. We've got Martavis Bryant, Stedman Bailey, Tyler Lockett, and now freaking Robbie Chosen / Anderson. What a weird freaking team. All right, draft recap. So we knew that Jalen Ramsey is one of the best players in the class. I think he is the best player in the class, actually. Then you got Kevin Byard, Tyler Higbee, Chris Jones, 65. Anderson's a 58. Let's go see the best players. Ramsey should be number 1, and he is. Then Nick Martin, even though he has normal developments, yada, yada, yada. You guys know that class. We've been through that class plenty of times before. And now we go to what could possibly be the final season. This could very well be the final season of the video. We need to go to the NFL rosters, and we need to make sure that Tavon Austin's getting close to top 5 because he is an 88 overall. So if we generate best lineups, Jay Ajayi will now start at running back. Zach Martin will start at right guard. We will have freaking Stedman Bailey be number 3. Tyler Lockett's number 4. Good looks. And then defensively, they want Cortland Finnegan to be the strong safety. I guess that's not too bad, especially with Ramsey now. So let's just go make Cortland Finnegan a strong safety. It's not going to change too much. It's not going to hurt at all. So let's make him a strong safety. Bada bing, bada boom. And then he will start at strong safety. Ramsey's now here. Yada, yada, yada. Corner's looking good. You're the number 3 corner. Yep, you're the number 3 corner. Chris Jones is down there. Okay, we are good to go. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn Danielle Hunter into a right end, and then that's not Danielle Hunter. Where does Melanin go? We're going to turn him into a right end, and then he will probably start right over Robert Quinn. There we go. I was trying to think of his name for a second. Robert Quinn. All right, perfect. We are looking pretty good. This team looks a lot better than it did when we first took over. Sam Bradford, I didn't realize, is a superstar development quarterback now, so that's awesome. That'll help Tavon Austin. But one final thing, let's go take a look at that NFL roster and see, or the NFL lead for wide receivers. Let's see who is at the top of the list. So if we go over to the wide receivers, best wide receivers in the NFL, Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So Tavon Austin is just outside the top 10. That's very good. But if he has one more really good season, he could easily be top 10, easily probably even be top 8. So we're getting close. So we will go one more season to get Tavon Austin into the top 10. And this most likely will be the last season. But let's simulate to the end, see if maybe we can sneak into the playoffs and maybe win a championship, a little cheeky Super Bowl for Tavon Austin. But I feel like we have revived Tavon Austin's career very, very well. But let's simulate one final year and see how the Rams do and see how Tavon Austin does, more importantly. We wrapped up what could end up being the final season of the video. We went 12-5 and made the playoffs again, so that's a much better season than the 7-win season that we had last year. I don't know what happened. It was like a 13-win season, then just completely fell off a cliff and won 7 games, and now we're back up and won 12 games again. Kind of weird. But I do notice that Tavon Austin just led the league in receiving yards, so that is a good sign. It seems like if you want to get a number 1 receiver, you got to go Bengal playbook. At least that's what I'm figuring out here. Sam Darnold is now a franchise quarterback. He might have been one last year. I can't remember exactly. But he's had 4,400 yards, 33 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Very, very solid season from Sam Bradford. Jay Ajayi, first year as the starter, had 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. And then Tavon Austin, fantastic season, 1,400 yards and 15 touchdowns, 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns for Bryant. Stedman Bailey also performed decently well. Also, defensively, James Laurinaitis killed it as usual. Everybody else played pretty well. Tackle velocity leaders, obviously Aaron Donald. Who would you expect else? And he led the team in sacks with 15. Might have won Defensive Player of the Year as well. And James Laurinaitis just keeps getting a bunch of interceptions. I don't know what it is about the middle of the field that they're just throwing it right to him or something. He keeps getting a bunch of interceptions every single season. How deep is this playoff run going to go? Is it going to be one game? That'd be hilarious. That would be typical Madden. But we do win. We win by 7 points. So that's nice. And as you can see, Tavon Austin has grown to a 93 overall, which I think has put him into the top 10, maybe even the top 8 of wide receivers in the NFL around this point. And it's only taken us, what, 3 seasons, 4 seasons? 3 seasons of Tavon Austin, I think. 4 seasons total because I had to simulate that 1 full year. So I think it's only taken us about 3 seasons, maybe 4 seasons. I can't remember exactly how long it's taken. But now we play the Packers. Are we going to be done? No, we move on. Okay. I respect it. I respect a little NFC Championship appearance for the boys. If we do end up playing in the Super Bowl, I will jump in and take a look. But I doubt that we're going to beat the Lions. But maybe we can. Maybe we can go and beat Detroit and get ourselves a freaking championship to end off this video. That would be pretty awesome. That would certainly help in the reviving of Tavon Austin's career, getting him a championship. But we fall to the Detroit Lions. That's pretty much predictable. I didn't think we were going to go on, but I kind of hoped we would. But we lose to the Detroit Lions in the NFC title game. But I think we have accomplished our goal that we set out to do, which was to make Tavon Austin a better player than what his career ended up being. And I think we certainly have done that. I think we have revived his career. The Detroit Lions actually went on to win the Super Bowl. Didn't we lose to the Packers a couple of years ago and lost? And they went on to win the Super Bowl. So that's like the 2 years that we made the playoffs, we lost to the eventual champions, which is kind of freaky. But the Lions, they went back-to-back. They did. The Lions won back-to-back championships. No Defensive Player of the Year for Aaron Donald. That's kind of okay, though. They never really give me the awards. Hunter Henry and Robert Kimdiche. He wins they win the Rookie of the Years. Okay, so let's take a look at this adjust the lineup thing. Let's take a look at the final numbers for the good guys. We'll generate the best lineup. Sam Darnold, that's the second time I did that. Sam Bradford is now an X Factor, which is awesome. Tavon Austin obviously was already an X Factor, but at a 93 overall, he is looking real sexy. Real sexy. And then on the defensive side of things, Ramsey's an X Factor, but I don't think anybody else has gone up on development trait. Chris Jones actually is a superstar development. That's good to know for the future. That is good to know for the future, but I think that's everybody. I think there's no big changes on everything. So let's go and take one final look and decide if this is going to be the final, if this was the final season or not. So let's go to the rosters. Let's go to all wide receivers. Tavon Austin is the best player on our team by a big margin. And let's go to wide receivers. And Tavon Austin is the 3rd best wide receiver in the league. Tied for 2nd, technically, because everybody else has good morale, too. So he's tied for 2nd as the 2nd best wide receiver in the NFL. We have revived Tavon Austin's career. It is a success. I am going to call that a W. Absolute, utter W there. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. Oh, I forgot one thing. Before we end the video, we got to give Tavon Austin his massive contract. So let's go to the re-sign period. We have to give, luckily, we don't have to pay Aaron Donald in this video. And we won't have to pay these guys either. We'll accept, just for the fun of it, we'll accept those options. But is Tavon Austin's contract up? Or we just, you know what? We'll just have to go and give him a contract extension. So let's go pay Tavon Austin a fat contract. Tavon Austin, wide receiver. He's got 1 year left on his deal. Let's give him a fat contract. So let's go over here to his contract. We'll give him he's on the last year of his deal, so we'll re-up his deal. We'll give him a 7-year deal. We'll make it obviously the first year of his contract, and we'll give him total salary of a bunch of money. His cap or his signing bonus can be upwards of $55 million. I'd say that's pretty fair for the number 3 receiver in the league. So we'll make that And then we'll give him his classic total salary. We'll bump this up crazy. And that'll obviously move his cap hit up a bunch. This is going to hurt our cap room, but luckily we're not going to go any further than this, so it's not going to really matter. I think we'll give him $30 million as his total salary. He's got a big signing bonus, so $30 million on his total salary will be good for 7 seasons. Get himself a massive contract extension. He can be good to go. Or maybe $25 million since it's taken so long. I think it'll be $25 million, so I don't have to do this all the way up to $30 million. Although now it's okay. Now it's going pretty fast. Okay, I wasn't hitting the right button, so let's get it up to $30 million then, since he deserves that. So, $30 million. There we go. So his cap hits 12.7. Yada yada yada. That's a perfect contract for Mr. Tavon Austin. 7-year deal, massive $85 million. There we go. All right, so we've given Tavon Austin his contract extension. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That is where we're going to wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. Like I said previously, if you have any suggestions for players you want to see me take on and revive their careers, leave them down below in the comments of any of my videos, but especially these ones, and I will take them on in the future. But that's going to do it for me. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.